episode 2 of Tools of the Trade, and this episode is all about the stamps that we use in making greeting cards. These stamps can also be used in making scrapbook pages. This first stamp is in a smaller case. It's half the normal size case. There's a single stamp in here. It's a wood stamp, and they call it a wood stamp because it's a wood block with a stamp mounted to the other side. And so when you put ink on this rubber side and press it against paper, it stamps "Thank you." So this stamp is all ready to go. Wood stamps are the easiest kind to use because they're already mounted on a block of wood for stamping. This is a full case of wood stamps, and these wood cases you have to pull them apart like that. So pull down on one side and up on the other, and then on the inside you'll see the stamps. This one says, our friendship is a very special thing, a very happy thing, I'm sorry. And this one says, love life. And then there's a picture of a hummingbird on a limb, and another picture of a lemon or a lime in a tree. If you want it to be a lemon, you would color it yellow, I suppose, and if you colored it green, it would be a lime. Okay, here's another single stamp on a wood mount. And you can see this is a very big stamp. And you really can't tell by looking at the rubber side what the picture is going to look like. So if you look at the back side, you can see that this is a Happy Easter stamp with a really happy Easter bunny and some flowers and eggs. This is a very cute little stamp. You would use this to make an Easter card. And here are some more wood stamps that you would use for Easter, but they're smaller images. So on the inside of this case, there's 3 little Easter chicks and some Easter eggs. This one says, "You crack me up." Bloom. This one says, "For Peeps' sake." And that's the name of the stamp set. And here's a single little Easter chick. And Happy Hoppy Easter. And then the last stamp in this set says, "Enjoy an excellent Easter." Alright, now all of these stamps that I just showed you, all the stamps and stamp sets, the stamps are already mounted on the wood blocks. But when you get your stamps, they're not going to be already mounted. That's something you have to do yourself. So I'm going to show you how to mount the rubber stamp onto the wood block. So this set is called Sassy Salutations, and it has lots of greetings that you could put on cards. Congratulations, Merry Christmas, thinking of you, thank you, happy birthday, and feel better. So when you mount your rubber onto the wood, the first thing you do is take the blocks out of the box, and you can see that not all of the blocks are the same size. Some of them are longer, shorter. Sometimes they'll be just a big block, and sometimes they'll be very teeny little blocks. So in this stamp set, we look at the wood, see how big the wood is, and this is the longest one. So then I look at the greetings and I see which are the longest greetings. Well, this one is right here. It says congratulations. So then I know that the longest greeting goes on the longest wood block. And first thing you have to do is punch these greetings out. And they are attached in a few places where they haven't totally cut the whole mold. Alright, so I'm going to find the congratulations greeting. This is a sticker, and it just goes right on one side of the wood. So I peel off the one that says congratulations, and I'm going to try to center it really well on this wood block. Try to keep it straight and centered. Okay, so now I see that this stamp says congratulations, so I'm going to turn it over, and the bottom of the letter is at the bottom of the block. So when I put the stamp on, I have to put it on the same way. Here's the bottom of the word, and I peeled the brown paper backing off of the stamp, and that leaves a really sticky surface right here, and it goes on the wood. Okay, so put it on here, center it as well as I can so that the stamp will be as close to being in the same place as the sticker is as I can get it. Okay, so now I see that this stamp says congratulations. Okay, and if I want to make someone a congratulations card, then I get some paper and a stamp pad, and this stamp pad is in the color Marina Mist, and I just press on the stamp pad a few times, trying to get the whole stamp to pick up the blue ink. Okay, and then I decide where I want to put my greeting and press, pick it up, and there you have it. Now my card says congratulations, and it looks just like the stamp. Okay, now when I'm done using this stamp, it has ink on it, and I can't just put it away with ink on it. So the way to clean a wood stamp is to just, there are 2 or 3 ways, but the easiest way is if you have access to running water, just turn on some cool to warm water and hold the stamp under it, let the water wash away the ink, and then dry it with a paper towel lightly. Pat it dry with a paper towel. Don't rub the towel on it, because then little pieces of paper will stick in the stamp. So when you've got it clean, then you stick it back in the box. And I always put my stamps away so that when they're in the box, I can see on the front of the box what the stamps are that are in here. And if I turn it over, I can see through the case what stamps are in there too. And I'm not going to mount all of the stamps in this set, but I just wanted to show you how you get your wood stamps ready to use. Okay, the second kind of stamp that Stampin' Up! Has is called photopolymer. And these stamps are clear. They're not called clear, they're called photopolymer. But when you look at the stamps, you can see that they're made out of a clear photopolymer plastic. And you use them by, you have to peel away. So I'm going to use this little image with the star. So what you do is you pull back on the plastic, and then with your, not your fingernail, but the edge of your finger or your thumb, you start peeling the stamp away from the plastic that it's on. The first time you use it, it's harder to get it off. Then after that, it'll be easier. So you can see that this stamp does not have a wood block, but you need a block for support for the stamp. So for these stamps you use acrylic blocks, and all you do is put the stamp on the block. You could press it against a table like that so it's stuck down really well. And then to use this stamp, I'm just going to use that same Marina Mist ink pad. You would go tap, tap, tap. Just tap 3 times, 4 if you want. Tap, tap, tap on the ink pad, and then just press down. And because the block is clear and the stamp is clear, you can see exactly where you're putting your image. So this says congratulations, and it has a star now. To wash this, you wash it exactly the way you did the wood stamp. You just hold it under running water, or if you have a baby wipe, you can wipe it off with a baby wipe. And they do make a stamp cleaner pad, but I don't think you're going to have access to one of those. So either a baby wipe or running water under the sink will clean this stamp. Then after it's clean, same thing, pat it dry with a paper towel, and then I'm not going to stick it in here because it isn't clean, and then you'll just stick it right back in here where the star is, and it'll be ready to use next time. And photopolymer stamps come ready to use. There's nothing you have to do. You don't have to mount them on anything. You just use your acrylic block with the stamp the way it is when it comes. Okay, the third type of stamp that Stampin' Up! Sells is called clear. And these are only called clear because you use a clear block. They're a rubber stamp, red rubber, and on the back there is a layer of foam, and then on the back of the foam is an image that shows what the stamp looks like. When you get it, it's not like this. You have to do some work with these stamps just like you do with the wood stamps before they're ready to use. So I'm going to show you what you need to do with one. I'll do it on one stamp. So I'm going to pick the boat and the tree. So you can see you get a sheet of stickers just like you do with the wood, and this is the image, the tree with the boat, and same thing as with the wood stamps, you have to pull it out because it's still stuck together in a few places. On the back is a piece of white cardboard. You're just going to pull that off, and that leaves the gray foam. This foam is not sticky. The sticky is on the picture that goes on the stamp. Okay, so that's this one. This picture there's a little slit running through it, and I pull off the backing and leave half of the picture with the protective paper still on it. And then I'm going to turn this over and line it up with the part that doesn't have any sticky showing. So I put it there first, then I let it drop down onto the sticky paper, pull it off, and then I just turn it over, pull off the rest of the protective backing, and gently press it on. So I like to press it on a flat surface because then I don't get any fingerprints in the foam. Alright, so now this stamp is also ready to use. But if I look at this block, I see that my stamp is bigger than the block. So you have to be sure when you're using a clear block that you're using the right size block for the stamp. And I have a set of acrylic blocks that has a selection of sizes. Great big ones, little tiny ones, and then just long skinny ones. And for this stamp, I'm going to need to use this bigger block. And you can see that it fits right on there pretty well. The block is bigger than it needs to be for the stamp, but at least I'll get the whole image. So what you do is with the palm of your hand, you're going to kind of rub it like this and get it to stick to the block. You have to keep these blocks clean, because if they're not clean, the stamps won't stick to them. The photopolymer stamps will, but these clear stamps will not. Okay, so same thing, I tap, tap, tap on the ink pad, and then I can just press down on the paper I'm stamping on, and when I pull it up, I have a nice image of a boat and a tree, just like shows through the clear block. And you clean these blocks, these clear blocks, the same way you do the acrylic and the wood. You just run it under water or use a baby wipe and wipe it off, and make sure it's dry when you put it away. Hey, one more thing I want to tell you about these clear stamps is when you get the stickers on the back, then the rubber that was around where the stickers it still has a paper backing on it. So you pull that paper backing off, and then you stick it to the inside of the case, so that when you're not using the stamps, you can put them back in the hole they go in, and that keeps them from getting damaged and from just rolling around inside the case. Okay, that's the end of episode 2 in our series Tools of the Trade. Episode 3 is going to be all about the ink.